Okay, number 13. Sorry about the disjointed explanation earlier. So, fruit by the foot, 1 yard, which is 36 inches, weighs 0.75 of a pound. Now, in the previous video, I started doing 0.75, but really 0.75 is just 3/4. And fractions are so much easier. So, I need to figure out what 1 inch is, the weight of 1 inch, and then I need to scale that up to 7 inches. So if 36 inches is equal to 3/4, then I'm going to have to divide this or multiply by 1/36 to figure out what 1 inch is, right? So 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 36 is 144. And so I know that 1 inch is equal to 3 144ths of an ounce. Well, I don't want 1 ounce, I want 7 ounces. So 7 over 1 times 3 over 144 is equal to 21 over 144. Now 3 goes into 21, it's also 7, but 7 doesn't go into very many things. So I'm going to guess 3 goes into, 3 definitely goes into that, because 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So 3 goes into 21, 7 times 3 goes into 144, 48 times, and that is my answer. All right, 70 is 40% more than what number? So I know that 70, and then is an equal sign, 40% more than one number. So 40% more, that's 1.4, because 40% more, I have the 0.4 is equal to 40%. That's added on top, plus I have 100% of what I originally have of a number, right? So what's the opposite of multiplying by 1.5 or 1.4? Dividing by 1.4. Now 1.4 would be easier to deal with as a fraction. So 0.4 is fifths, so 0.4 is 2/5, so that's 7/5. X is equal to 70, simple conversion. And so now all I have to do is multiply by the reciprocal, which is going to be really easy. Because 7 goes into 70 10 times 5 is 50 is equal to x. Simple. All right, and obviously that will cancel out when you multiply it by 5/7. So in a school of 1,600 students, a random sample of 150 students were polled on their favorite sport. If 60 chose baseball, you gotta watch what I say, my son's in the room, how many students in the school would be expected to choose baseball as their favorite sport? So that means 60 out of 150 is equal to something over 1,600. So what's the scale factor? So I drop that off, drop that off. How many times does 15 go into 160? Now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to go 160 divided by 15. Oh, that's not what I'm hoping to see. Oops, that's not what I want. So clear that off again. Let's double check. 6, 0, 0 divided by 15. Okay, same thing. All right, so I guess that's what it is. So there's got to be an easier way of doing this. Oh well, let's just stick with it. So we know that divided by, and so we multiply that by 60, and so I get 640, would say that baseball is their favorite sport. And that is right. There's got to be an easier way, though, because that was just a heinous decimal. All right. We'll come back to that, I guess. All right. What is the sum of the solutions of absolute value of 6x minus 3 is equal to 557? So this is kind of tricky because the absolute value of 6x minus 3, or sorry, 6x minus 3 could equal 57, but it could also equal negative 57. Because of the absolute value brackets, it would turn it positive.
I'm getting old.
So we need to do train tracks twice. So what's the opposite of subtracting 3? Adding 3. So we get 6x is equal to 60 divided by 6 divided by 6. And you get x is equal to 10 over here. So add 3, add 3. Let's get 6x is equal to negative 54 divided by 6 divided by 6. X is equal to negative 9. And it asks us for the sum. Well, the sum of negative 9 plus 10 is simply 1. I'm not going to write that out. All right, next question. In the sequence, all right, so we have 7, 11, 15. So here's our first term, second term, third term. We know that this is a linear relationship with a slope of 4. So working backwards to find my y-intercept, I know this is 3. So my equation is y equals 4x plus 3. So we want the 93rd term. So y is equal to 4 times 93 times plus 3. 4 times 93. So 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. That's 37 plus 3. So that should be 375. Woohoo! All right. There's no excuse for getting this next one wrong. We've done this so much. Square root of 3, 6, 7, 5. What goes into this? That's a perfect square factor. I'm pretty sure 25 does. I'm pretty sure there's a bigger number, but let's start with 25. So 25 goes into 31 once, with 11 left over. 25 goes into 117 4 times. And there would be 17 left over, and so it goes into that 7 times. Really? Let's double check that. I have the calculator in front of me and I'm not using it. Brilliant. Divided by 25. Oh, I did get it. Okay. So then, I don't think 147 is a perfect square factor. I don't. I think 3 goes into it. Because that's 12, so it definitely does. So square root of something is square root of 3. 3 goes into 14. It goes into 14 4 times. That's 27. So 3 goes into 27 9 times. Oh, that's perfect, because 49 is perfect square. So the square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 49 is 7 times square root of 3. 5 times 7 is 35 times square root of 3. And I like that. All right, sweet. All right, the next problem. What is the slope of the line parallel? So parallel lines have the same slope. So 3x equals 7 minus 4y. Well, I don't care about the y-intercept, so I'm not going to worry about that. I have to get the y by itself. So divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, and I get negative 3/4 x is equal to y, so here's my slope, negative 3/4. 20. What is the coefficient? Oh, I love coefficients. So we have x to the 4th minus 2x to the 3rd plus 3x squared plus 4x minus 2. I'm going to multiply that by 2x to the 3rd plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 3. And so I want the coefficient of something to the 3rd term. So I'm going to change my color here to make it a little more easy to follow what I'm doing. There we go. All right, so I know 3 times negative 2x to the 3rd gives me something to x to the 3rd. So I have negative 6x to the 3rd. That's not going to be very good. That goes over here. So negative 3x squared times negative 5x is going to be negative 15x to the 3rd. That goes over here. So now we have positive 12x to the 3rd, and then another negative 4x to the 3rd. Oh, that is just a lot of negatives. I'm going to double check that I've written this right. So that's a negative. There's a positive. There's the problem. I'm sure at home you're yelling at me, missing that. So negative or positive 3x squared times times negative 5x. Oh, I did write it right. It's negative, let me just double check. So negative 2x to the third times positive 3 is negative 6. All right, that checks out. This is positive 3x squared. So positive 3x squared times negative 5x is negative 15x. That's right, x to the third, I should say. Positive 4x times, so that is 12x, okay, to the third. And then a negative 2 times positive 2. Negative 2, yeah. Times positive 2. Oh, that's all right. So we have coefficients. So let's add them together. So that is negative 21, negative 25, because I added this, and then I have 12. So I get negative 13. I should have trusted myself in the first place. Negative 13 is the right answer. All right. Last problem. On a map of Colorado, 1 inch represents 40 miles. Distance from Denver to, oh, I love Glenwood Springs, is 4.25. Get out of the candy this instant. That is, you're in trouble. Go. Sorry, viewers at home. How many miles is it from Denver to Glenwood Springs? So you just multiply this by 40. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8, but you knew that already. It's 100. So then that's a 9. And that's 40, so I put my 0 here, and there are 2 decimal places. And I'm getting 90 miles. That just does not seem to make sense. So let me double check if I'm off, because 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17 I added. So we have 170 miles. And that is the distance from Denver to Glenwood Springs.